States, and our Senate is filled with hippies with a rock and roll singer as President of the United States. This is a very far-out idea. This is definitely a put-on.
I disagree there. Mr. Nicholson may think it's a put-on. I think it's very likely to happen. Of course, I think we both agree
about the age, because we're trying to get this picture out before some state reduces the age to 18. But in the film, we go beyond. We go to the age of 14. And in the end of film, we eliminate everybody over 10. Now, this is a put-on.
I don't think it's a put-on in quite the same sense that Jim does.
Since his divorce settlement, Nicholson's frustration at no longer being an equal shareholder with Arkoff had been eating away at him. He began staying at home, leaving the day-to-day running of the business to Sam Arkoff. And finally, at the beginning of the 70s, Jim Nicholson quit AIP for a 6-picture deal with 20th Century Fox. It was a deal he would be unable to complete.
Unfortunately, he became ill finished the first picture, became ill during the shooting of the second one. I would go over to see him. Outside of the family, in fact, I became the only one who could see him. And then when he died, his wife asked me to make the eulogy, which I did, the only eulogy. And that was sad.
Jim was a very unassuming man. He had one of the rare gifts of truly understanding what young audiences wanted to see at the time that it was happening.
He had that knack. What was going to be happening the next year? What was going to be the hot trend? He just had his finger on that particular pulse, and I don't know why. I guess some people have it, some people don't, and Jim Nicholson had it.
Do you think that in a way you kind of saved Hollywood in a certain kind of way?
Well, when we got the award from the Theater Owners of America, they said that Jim and I had saved the business. They actually said that. They said that this is Americana. And they were sincere. And that's the way I like to think about my pictures. They were Americana.
With the loss of his partner and his trusted director Roger Corman now out on his own, skeptics were expecting Sam Arkoff and AIP to fall apart. But true to form, Arkoff had some more surprises up his sleeve, and in the process uncovered a brand new audience for his pictures.
The name is Dracula! Dracula's soul brother.
Meet the queen of the private eyes, pulling the teeth of a blood-sucking loan shark.
They called them blaxploitation pictures, and they fed into an African-American audience who were as hungry for movies as the American teenagers had been a decade earlier. Once again, Sam Arkoff had found an audience that Hollywood had ignored, and a new star to fuel the fire.
These pictures were also very successful, and the queen of blaxploitation movies was Pam Grier. This was a beautiful, intelligent woman that was also adept at martial arts. She was like a female James Bond.
I was doing those films for college tuition, and I had no intention of being an actress. I just had that in-your-face attitude, and I wasn't polished, and they thought I was right off the streets, and yes, I was.
Pam Grier and the blaxploitation pictures ignited a string of controversial AIP successes in the 70s. They also did well with more mainstream movies, including Martin Scorsese's Boxcar Bertha, Mel Gibson's Mad Max, Brian De Palma's Dressed to Kill, and the Amityville Horror. But by the end of the decade, even the irrepressible Sam Arkoff was ready to call it quits.
I like picture making, but the problem was with Jim gone, now I had to spend more detailed time on the organization. The pictures were getting bigger, the pictures were getting more expensive. We had some of the best pictures we ever had, as a matter of fact, at the end. But it wasn't as enjoyable as it was before.
In 1978, with profits down 12%, Sam Arkoff sold his legendary little film company, walking away with $4 million in his pocket and 500 pictures under his belt. A year later, New York's Museum of Modern Art honored AIP with a retrospective, hailing Sam and Jim's movies as a uniquely American art form.
I'm always delighted to talk about the past. It was entertaining, sometimes it was harrowing, but it was always an interesting piece of my life. But at 80, I am not done. I am still making pictures. 2 years ago, my son and I remade 10 of our early pictures. We are now preparing another version of I Was a Teenage Werewolf. So look for me in the future, not just in the past. Goodbye. Fair enough? And damn it, get that in there. Otherwise I don't want to sign a release.